back Monday to Sunday. They change the rules according to their own whim. But having said that, visits, the normal visits, the ones with the window pane, they can be anytime. The special visits are given a specific date and time. The remote parenting, you're given a certain day for the whole prison.
Yeah. So what's a typical day in Kamiti prison? A typical day?
Kamiti main. Okay, I'll give you two different versions over here. Myself and then not myself. So for myself, it was to wake up at 4 o'clock, make sure all my stuff, all my contraband is safe, go back to sleep. You have unlocked. This is Monday to Friday. On weekends, the timing changes from 6 to 8. So at 6 o'clock, you hear the door downstairs being opened. All your contraband goes into hiding, wherever you're hiding it. They take roll call. You're opened up, you do your business, go to the loo. I used to shower, so every day in the morning when the cell is opened up, I'd have a bucket of hot water outside here, outside the door. Then I'd have breakfast. Mine used to be either tea and bread or uji and bread, depending on supply and demand of tea leaves or coffee, whatever, and sugar. After that, start work. Watch work. Go until about 11:30, that's when there's roll call. So when there's roll call, you stop watching because you don't know what's going to happen. After that, it's lunch. I never used to have lunch. Carry on with my conning, whatever. At 2 o'clock again, there's roll call. Roll call happens 6 times a day.
6 times.
By that time, I'd know whether I'm lucky today or I'm not lucky, whether I'm getting any money or not. If I haven't gotten any money, what do I do? I go out in the sun, I go games, do whatever I want to. After 4 o'clock roll call, it's dinner, supper. Mine used to be brought from the kitchen. I used to have my food cooked in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So mine will come at about 5:30, just when lockup has started. So I can eat after lockup.
Inside, so you eat inside
inside the cell.
Inside, yeah.
After that, I do my business, talk to my girlfriend, whoever I want to, charge my phones, go to sleep by 11ish.
By sleeping, you're sharing now those mattresses?
No, I had, okay, in the beginning, yes, I had to share, but after I started getting money, I spoke to the in charge of the prisoner in charge of the block, the people I was staying in the cell with, and the officer in charge of the block, that I'm not comfortable like this, what do you want? I paid them a one-off fee, and for the rest of my time in Kamiti Main at the time, I slept on my own mattress.
With the own blanket? That's your version now, a different version now.
Okay, everyone else.
Common prisoner.
When it came to roll call, you know, everyone has to go outside for roll call. Yeah, they line up in fives and then count 5, 10, 15, whatever. If I was really busy, like I know I'm expecting money from a certain muteja or something. When the officer goes around confirming that the cells are empty, I just give him 500 or 1,000 shillings. He'd count me in the cell. Secondly, I told you about my hot water in the morning. I told you I managed to get documents saying that I'm mad, so I went to Mathare to eat. Same thing here, I went and said I've got asthma, which I don't, but I got hot water every day. Now for normal prisoners, they'd wake up at that 6 o'clock or 5:30, roll call, rush down to the toilet, do your business, line up for uji. So you have like 500 people, so 250 people in each line before a pot of uji, and you're given a mug like twice that size. After that, if you are not working, you stay in the ward or in the block. The rest go to the industries. Same for them, they're counted there, come back for lunch, go back to work, come back. But if the stupid officers cannot count properly, your Isabuyao can take a couple of hours. It can, and it has. So, and then for them, if they're staying in the wards where there's a TV inside the ward, they can watch till 9:30 at night. That's when all TVs have to be turned off.
By 9:30. So it's time to sleep. That's a typical day.
That's a typical day. Oh yeah, sorry. On days that I knew that I had class when I was studying law, I would make sure that that day I don't have any work lined up, my scamming calling work.
So you make sure you're free.
I just make sure I just like Muteja. See, I used to pretend like I'm a doctor, so I just am going to surgery. That's the only thing.
Oh, you're busy.
I'm busy.
You'll get back later.
Yeah, but I was one of those people that my phone would be on all the time, apart from that unlock, that 4 to 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
My phone would be, it would ring, even if I wasn't there to take it. At least I'd know who's been looking for me.
Now it's your last day in committee medium. Your last day in prison now. Tomorrow you're out. Rashi will be a free man tomorrow.
Okay, on the day that I was getting out, it was pouring down with rain. So, you know, even in Kenyans, you have the same belief that if it rains, something good is going to happen.
Going to happen, yeah. The baraka.
So, it was pouring down, so unfortunately, we opened up at 7:30 that morning. I want uji. I'd been awake since I'd been chewing that day. I had no intention, but one of my friends had come with Jabba and chewing. So I couldn't sleep the whole night. I just had a cold shower, shaved, went to documentation. That's where ins and outs are taken care of. So there they give you what you came in with, your civilian clothes, etc., etc. You move on to another stage. It's like different gates you have to pass through. So from there now you're taken to they've confirmed that the person that's on the warrant is you, take you to the officer in charge to confirm it's you, take you to the welfare to confirm it's you, go to accounts to pick up any money that you have with the prisons department which you are given. But while all of that's happening, they even want to bribe the officer in charge, okay, not the officer in charge, but the deputy, the welfare people. So I had some money in my warrant. So I ended up spending like 4,000 just giving it out. So you're let out, and I told you, first thing that you realize is the difference in the quality of air. You just want to stand there and breathe it in deeply.
Yeah.
Walk all the way to the front gate. The officer is supposed to give you a lecture about not coming back to prison and all of that. He didn't bother with me. The look I just told me is, let me go. Got out of there, went and got some clothes, went to the temple.
So you had your money and your phones?
No, my phones I left with people. I left with my friend. I didn't sell mine. I just them to. I had, in Medium when I was getting out, 2 phones.
Yes.
Also in Medium, you can't charge your own phone like you do in
Main.
In Main. You have to have an office. I had an office, so I given a phone the same like the one I had. So we're just swapping batteries. You know those tiny ATs?
Yes, yes. So you went straight to the temple?
Took an Uber to the temple.
So you went to the temple after that?
My girlfriend.
Your girlfriend. You started out the new life.
Yeah, not... First time I ever got high on 2 beers. So
that day?
Yeah, remember, your tolerance has gone down because you've not been having it as frequently. Before I was arrested, yes, I drink 3, 4, maybe even 5 times a week.
Yeah.
In committee main, alcohol, you've all got other priorities. And I was a junkie, I was a drug addict, so alcohol is a priority for me. I got into Medium, I realized that getting stuff like Jabba, alcohol in here is easier and cheaper. And more or less just double, so if a quota is 200 shillings, I told you pay 400, which is not that expensive, whereby in Main you'd pay 3,000-4,000 for a quota.
Life is that expensive.
Maine is expensive. Maine is damn expensive. I told you it's like Dubai. That's what they call it.
Yeah, it's Dubai.
And all Maine prisons are like that. When I was in Nevasha, the same thing. Like a phone in Nevasha when I was there in 2013 cost 25,000, which
Phone.
was 5 times more expensive than committee. Because the officer in charge, he was actually prosecuting officers that were caught bringing in contraband.
So life was so
Na yeye
expensive.
alikufa kifo ya umbwa, which I'm happy for.
What happened?
People watching this will know who I'm talking about, but his house was burnt down.
Akakufia ndani.
Hakukufia ndani, but he went through a lot of shit. Just because of enmity he'd made with prisoners.
Okay. He had so many enemies.
Sorry?
He had so many enemies. Alikuwa na adui wengi.
And committee mania put in the cell for 3 days. Sorry, committee medium, you put in the cell for 3 days for being found with a phone. In Nevasha at the time it was 2 months.
2 months. Just possessing a phone. 2 months. Hey, great. Rashi, watu wamesoma mambo mingi sana kutoka kwa issue yako. Maybe the last thing you can tell them before we wind up the show.
Something personal, I hope utakubali. Request to your viewers. Sio andika handle yangu hapo chini. You guys subscribe. Iko video zingine iko hapo itakubambaisha. Like how we used to charge phones. I got those photos from inside prison. I've uploaded them. Others about my experiences, about how I used to go out to eat and enjoy. And also it will help me make money to pay back those people that I stole from. Thanks.
Thank you so much Rashi for being here.
Thanks.
Tumeshukuru sana na pia venye umesema guys, tafuta Muhindi Maskini pale YouTube, subscribe to the channel, share the stories ifikie to as many people as possible, na pia to subscribe kwa Ghetto Online Media. Thank you so much Rashi.
Na sorry, kama kuna swali yoyote andika hapo kwa comments. I'll do my best to answer.
Sawa sawa. Thank you so much.
Anytime.